Yes, sir.
All right.
Ready
Just
for you.
derp, derp, derp. No preparation. Just conflagration. What's going on,
Defenestration.
Tree?
I'm not much, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. So, it was Memorial Day weekend, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day, remembering all the people that died for our lazy asses. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people that
They died
served
so we can have cookouts and
and arguments on
watch
Twitter.
TV.
Yep. So we can get
Mm-hmm.
so we can watch a man named Barry McCockiner trick people on the internet. That's what those people died for. So, yeah. Did you have a good Memorial Day weekend
Yeah,
yourself?
mine was all right. My internet was messing up all weekend, but I was able to get it fixed.
Oh, so now there's no more Yinzernet according to you.
Shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. The key was my wireless acting up, and that's why it was just so unstable. Like I
Everyone,
couldn't even connect like the last few days. Like it
Tree
was
has
that bad.
cracked the code. He just said that
So
he
apparently,
uh-huh. He said that he didn't go wireless, he just went with the Ethernet cable, which, is typically the first step, but we'll give him a little pat on his head and just say, "Good one, Tree. Good one."
maybe,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
I don't know. If I were a betting man, I would think that the cable would be much faster than the wireless, but
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, it was still decently fast, but it's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
consistent.
Uh-huh. Except it's hard to drag the cable into the bathroom with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you can't do the little spanky spank.
Yeah, yeah. It's not high def. It's not fast enough. You got to have it in 4K.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we haven't even started, and there's a shit ton of snapper chats. Like you guys are just blowing it up already. There's already one that I saw for 69.69, but we'll have to get to all of them in order. Um, But yeah, I'm thrilled that you guys still want to give us money. I still
I know, man.
I can't figure it out. No, I can't tell you how much it supports both of us in our endeavors, especially when you get a community strike for apparently FanDuel is a gambling online casino.
Yeah. Haven't isn't FanDuel like doing that now or something?
I
Like
don't know.
they're a lot of them are being struck down now. I've heard
Yeah,
that on Twitter.
yeah. So I
I
had,
mean, it's YouTube, dude. Like my hater's guide to the NHL Finals was age restricted. So I mean, it's happening to everybody.
and that killed your views, didn't it?
Oh,
Because
it tanked them. Like it's tanked them for both.
yeah, it's
I mean,
amazing.
it's still it's okay, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's
what
it
can you do, dude?
right. It's bothersome. Sometimes, you trade I traded my boss and working in a corporate environment for to
For
work
dealing with
for
YouTube and their
yeah,
incompetent.
to
I
work
mean, dude,
for
you're
the
dealing with that shit no matter where you.
yeah, we
The way I see it.
basically are fighting against the thought police like every day.
Not even a
So,
thought police. It's just gonna get worse. You know it, man.
yeah, but I'm gonna squeeze every penny
That's it.
that I
I'm just.
can.
Oh yeah. Just wait till the
But
NFL starts coming down on me.
yeah, I mean,
First you might say, okay, first it's Sportsnet, but next it's the world.
I guess our goal maybe is to just get so big that we can do it on our own platform or something. I don't
Diplomatic
know.
immunity. That's what we
Yeah.
got to do. We got to go to a foreign embassy, declare
Yeah, we
sanctuary,
do.
and we can do whatever the hell we
We
want.
got to run to the English Premier League or some shit.
No,
Once
we
they
got to go
finally
to
complete
Ecuador,
Brexit.
Guatemala, those
Yeah.
sanctuaries,
Right.
and then just not piss off everyone like Assange did.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he apparently was pissing everybody off in the embassy.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Like how do you do that? Like they're keeping you from getting pounded in the ass in a federal prison
Pretty much,
for
bruh.
right. You should
No.
be very nice to them. Well, all right,
Apparently
we
he
gotta.
didn't bathe or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact details are, but Julian Assange, crazy, right? I
Too
don't.
much defenestration.
Yeah, yeah, not enough apparently, not enough. All right, let's get into the. Well, I guess what we can do is if we can get through these snapper chats, and maybe if y'all want to be generous and cut them off at like 9:50, we can do this NBA tier in the background, and we'll just, we got all the
You
ranks.
kids.
But of course,
Wait.
the show must go on, and you can start, Tree, with this big
Yes,
one
sir.
here.
From Mr. Beast of Metal 1989. Go.
Yeah.
Shit. Congratulations, NBA, on the latest inevitable showdown of Under Armour versus New Balance? But that's Kawhi's brand, and he's in Toronto. So, no, not the face planting mascot meme. It's not funny when it's the Warriors.
Mm.
Oh, dear.
Hold on. Hold on. I want to turn you up just a little bit on my thing.
That's cool,
I
brother.
got to take down the sound for just a
All
second.
right.
It'll take
I
like,
up my gain a little bit on the old mic.
yeah. No,
That might help a
I forgot to
loony
set
bit.
the volume up. It'll take 1 second. All right, I think we're back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's
You good
so
now?
much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You sound amazing now. All right,
Oh.
L. Chris, for $1, he just gave us $1. Thank you. Ending up in a stripper's ass. L. Chris for
And
2. I hope the prayer Tree said isn't a jinx. Oh, did you say a prayer?
it was the one after the NBA final haters guide. I think he's talking about that one.
Ah,
It's just hoping that the Raptors aren't fucked.
the Raptors are fucked.
I
They're,
mean, they're fucked if Kawhi leaves.
yeah.
Hopefully, the finals push brings him a new heart and he doesn't go to California.
You think he's going to the Lakers?
Lakers or Clippers.
Okay. I
I
mean,
mean, a lot of people are going to move this offseason. Let's be real.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of parts moving around. It's going to be ugly. What's funny is Boogie Cousins hasn't played a game in the playoffs.
He
Like,
played a couple. He got injured, I think, game two,
oh. Yeah,
but he might
maybe.
be back in the
Well,
finals.
he might be.
What I've heard.
And then they get Durant back, you know. They have won and looked good and dominated people with the team that they had last year or 2 years
The
ago.
team in 2015.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even have Iguodala for some of those games.
Yeah.
And like depth pieces that have come out of nowhere, like Alonzo Highsmith, Quinn Cook.
Yeah, but they're like the Bulls, man. Like they draw so much attention. Like the '90s Bulls, like the main players drew so much attention, and the role players stepped their game up so big. To
Like your big, I mean, look,
yeah,
it's the Splash Brothers, Thompson and Steph Curry. Like Draymond is like the perfect glue. He's like their Dennis Rodman.
but it's true though. If you're a bench player and you come in and you see all your teammates just balling, you want to ball hard. Like you want to be up at their level, and you see what they're doing. Like you don't want to squander that opportunity. So I think good teams just naturally get that excellent play out of their bench. Plus, those players are actually good. You know.
Yeah. Plus, they have some good veterans on their lineup
Yep.
too. Like, I mean, like even as like their bench warmer, like 13th forward, they have a guy like Jonas Jerebko
Yeah.
who's been pretty well traveled.
Mm-hmm. This is the other thing. If you're a specialist or something, those great teams have a way of working specialists into their game. Like, oh, you like to sit in the corner and shoot threes. Well, we'll distract all this attention and you do your thing. Like it just ends up working, man. And I don't know. Steve Kerr is an underrated coach. He
Steve
knows.
Kerr is good at what he does.
Yeah,
It's
having
good that
Steph
he didn't
Curry.
rot on the Knicks.
Yeah, yeah. Having Steph Curry and Klay Thompson make you look very good. Very good. All right.
But let's get to our next little Snapchat here. From, if they will allow me, James Amadei, $5. Craig Berube and Mike Babcock decided to pull the goalie with 2 minutes left. The game was over in less than 30 seconds. Boston wins the cup. Bad idea. It's not just them. I feel like a lot of teams are starting to pull their goalies really early. I think, what was it, San Jose or Colorado pulled their goalie with like 5 minutes left in like one of the
Yeah,
third
why
periods.
not? I mean, you need the possession, and if you score the goal, you put the fucker back in, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I feel like it would be an interesting proposition, like on like a late second power play. Like oh, you
yeah,
have like 30 seconds left on a power play. Why not do a four on or like a 6 on 5?
yeah, yeah.
Like that's the new like innovation. I feel like from like coaches.
I don't know. It certainly backfired because Boston had a great plan once Bennington was pulled, they went aggressive forecheck, and then they just St. Louis could never possess the puck even with the goalie pulled.
Ever since like the end of the first period, or like even before that, like they were just like running circles around them. Like if it weren't for Bennington, that game's like 6-7-0, even with the goalpost.
Yeah, that goalpost got dinged. Who hit
Oh
that
yeah, he
one?
got dinged.
Was that
Marchand
Corrali?
once, Marcus Johansson.
Yeah, that
Trying to
the
think who else.
the first one I saw ding, it only dinged the goal because the puck went vertical and just hit it completely on the post. Like I was like, "Ow, what terrible luck!" Like that's a goal 99 times out of 100, and he just dinged that post. You know what? Boston's gonna freaking win, man. They're just running four lines like it's nothing. They're
Hmm.
sad. It's another Western Conference team just laying down like a bitch. Pittsburgh knows all about that. All right,
Well,
Paul.
to be fair, they had a goalie steal a game on him too.
Yeah, it's true. Paul Feinstein. Who are two NHL teams in each conference that were in the playoffs? Who will be out next year and who fills in? You think the Columbus CBA will go? Will they avoid strike or lockout? Wow, that's a
I
lot.
I can see lockout if there are going to be issues with like salaries exponentially jumping, or with like LTIR buyouts.
Yeah, I think they're
I could see
close.
with like the 8-year contracts. I can see a huge those.
Yeah, but those are nitpicky little issues. Like I think in principle the operating agreement goes in. Like you might see a lockout over some nitty
That's
shit,
how they usually
but
do it. It's over
both
nitpicky.
both sides recognize that any type of lockout that cuts into the season is super bad for business on both ends. It's like if I'm an owner, I'm like, all right, I got to write more checks. If I'm a player, I'm like, I need to receive checks, and they
What they're
usually come
seeing
to
it
their
as
sense.
for like hockey was the
Yeah.
last time they held out a season, they broke the players union, and
They
that's
did. They did, but they also nearly destroyed the NHL. They they
that's
almost
true.
destroyed it
I
in the
mean, and to
process.
be fair, it came out stronger because they got rid of all the clutch and grab shit.
It did, but that does that have anything to do with player salary? You know, I mean, I guess they did make the game a little safer, but they nearly cannibalized and gutted that. It took how many years for the league to recover to be now? Like probably 5, 10 years of black holeness after they missed an entire season.
Oh yeah,
I was
like I mean, there was a
very,
good bit of time.
yeah,
Like
I was
Pittsburgh was
very,
able to revitalize because they were a strong team after they were garbage, like before the
yeah,
lockout.
I was very pissed at hockey for that. I was very upset. I was like, all right,
Mhm.
yeah,
The only thing that comforts me is Pittsburgh would have been completely terrible that year too. So it's like whatever, water under the
yeah,
bridge. The
yeah.
people who should be really pissed are the teams like Calgary, San Jose, even Tampa for a repeat. I would say maybe Washington. No, not Washington. They had tanked.
Mm.
Say St. Louis.
What that St. Louis? What?
No, St. Louis was like. I mean, they were still like kind of good at that time.
Oh, in the 90. When was the lockout? In
Oh
2000,
4.
oh 04? Yeah, some
Yeah, oh
teams got
4, oh
screwed
5.
by that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like after that, like they sold off like a lot of their pieces,
that was a
and they just
weird
went to
time
shit.
though, the late 2000s for hockey.
The
Like
mid to late
Edmonton.
2000s, yeah, it
Yeah.
was like the mid 2000s were always weird.
Yeah. Um what was I gonna say? Oh no, we gotta answer which two teams in each conference that were in the playoffs will be out next year. I have no idea. Probably the Jets. For some reason, I say the Winnipeg Jets. I can only pick one. Will not make the playoffs next year, and it's tough to say. It's possible that Carolina might not
As I
make
said,
it.
anything can really happen. To be completely honest with you,
Yeah, actually, any
so who
you could take
knows?
top seed. Tampa Bay for some reason. If Stamkos breaks his leg again, they're fucked. So
If Vasilevsky dies, I mean, they got to get rid of some pieces this offseason.
yeah, if he just dies, like shit,
Right?
we just
I will
lost him.
go with Columbus because they're losing a lot of their high end talent,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also going to go with the next one. I'd say Let's go Vegas.
Vegas could be out. Like they could.
Yeah, I can see them being on the outside looking in if their goaltending falls apart.
Their borrowed time is starting to. They're starting to have to pay it back.
Hmm.
All right. This next one's just for you, Tree.
Yep. That's a lovely one. Tree. Hope Pens fall to hell though of their BS history.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, there's a lot of bullshit. Let's not be real, but there was a lot of darkness too.
you
It's
guys
just
are.
they got bailed out by bullshit.
Yeah. Well, you guys almost had to fold up. Mario Lemieux
Well, they nearly
personally.
folded twice. They nearly moved to Kansas City. They
Didn't they have
were
all
on
the
the brink of
paperwork?
moving how many times?
Right. Didn't they
They
have
were
all the
broke
paperwork
like
done?
twice or three times. They
Yeah.
squandered a good bit of Mario's early years.
They cashed in on Mario. Come on now.
Yeah, well, in the 80s, you would have thought they were wasting him.
That's true. But then all of a sudden, this guy named Yager came along with the Agassi hair, and
Well, also Ronnie Franchise and
yeah,
Larry Murphy and
yeah. You got
Alfie,
gifted
they
Ronnie
came through.
franchise, by the way. Let's not forget about that. Yeah, there is a little bit of BS history with the Penguins.
They thank Hartford for giving up on him.
uh-huh.
Getting
Beast of
the greatest
oh,
name in hockey history in Zarley
come to our
Zalapsky.
games. Come to our games. Zarley Zalapsky? Was that what
Yep,
you're saying? That is one
yep.
of the great names. I liked
I think he
Harry.
died recently.
Did he? You looked
Yeah,
that
he was
up.
like an old Penguins top pick.
My
He's
favorite.
like I always thought that oh, go ahead, man.
Dead air cut us both off. Dead
Yeah,
air.
Dead Air's talking about his favorite player. It's probably Wayne Van Dorp.
Yeah, Wayne Van Derp. That's the
Hmm.
Giants. All right, I'm just gonna read this next one. Congratulations, Beast of Metal 1989. Congratulations also to Xfinity Series Race Control for awful ref car in staying under green with a giant piece of metal on track because 2 laps to stage. And I tried to
Stage end.
watch. I tried to watch some of the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend, and like the state, I couldn't tell what lap they were on. Like it
Well, the
was
problem is they have the stages and it
right.
confuses everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, are we watching for the full race? Or are we doing like this segmented
I,
stuff?
I get that it says like 30 laps to go stage 2, but I don't know how many stages there are. Is it 4 quarters?
It's
Is it
like three, I think.
something?
Like they're trying to
I
go
got
like they're trying
confused.
to
I
cater to yuppies.
Yeah, I just want to see how many laps are left, man. Like how long until somebody wrecks and how long to the finish. Cuz I watched Indy this weekend. Indy was tight. And that was one of the best Indy races I've seen, maybe ever seen, because it's like the second one that I've watched. But seriously, that was a great race. Um, the finish was amazing. Like
It was like nose to nose, I
yeah,
want to say, right? I
Pagano.
didn't really watch much of it, but I heard of bits and pieces.
Yeah, so there was a crash on like the 20 with 20 laps to go, and then that basically gave him a free restart, and it was green from 12 on in basically, and um, it was back and forth. This guy Rossi had a hell of a car, and he was driving his ass off like all fucking race, and then the other guy just had a better car, so they kept going back and forth on the final 5 laps. I think they changed leads 3 times in those last 10 laps. So it was exciting. You rarely get that. At one point, Indy cars were winning the entire race by like, almost a full lap and shit, like those fuel efficiency
Yeah.
wins where you're just like, oh, that was exciting. You know,
Hmm.
I think Castor
That's
Nevis
a
won
good
a
thing with
couple.
a race like a Daytona or a Talladega.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Somebody
got,
like wide open out of the like. You might
yeah.
get a guy who came out of nowhere, but you're not going to get like that kind of race.
Yeah, well, I mean, Talladega usually should develop a nice finish, but a lot of I've heard NASCAR fans complain about the race itself. They're like, "Oh yeah, all that excitement in the you wait all day for the excitement comes in the last, 20 laps." But
I
I don't
think the
know.
issue too is they've changed like the restrictor plates so they make it much more streamlined. I think
Yeah,
that's what I've heard too.
there's no. I think they got rid of restrictor plates. They just got rid of them. I'm not sure, unless somebody will have to again correct me on that. But That just sounds crazy. I wish there was like just an unlimited race circuit where you could just build whatever and people die at like every race because they're just
Oh yeah.
testing the
Like
limits of.
they literally just took cars off the showroom floor and souped them up.
Right. No, if they just said, all right, here are the wheel dimensions, you can make it out of anything. You can put anything in there as long as it's not as long as it's a combustion engine and just fucking go at it. Like no standards for anything. And like, all right, race Talladega in the fastest shit that you could possibly do. And they would just race until, mostly everyone died. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be incredible.
Right.
I would watch that. All right. No, it's on you. My
Yep,
bad.
it's Jared Froman
The Sausage
for
King.
$5. I think just about everyone outside of Boston wants the Blues to win the Stanley Cup. I'm hoping they do. I think we all do. I think the only teams that really don't want them to win are like maybe Chicago, maybe Detroit with the old rivalry, Minnesota.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think most
like that's
people
really
are.
about it.
Yeah, maybe Nashville doesn't like the blues, because they're kind of stealing their thing. Like we're the music people, man. I don't know. I don't know who wants Boston to win another championship, but you can't blame the players on the Bruins. Like they just want to win, and they are. It's bad. They're totally gonna win. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And Jared Froman again following that one up for $2. Boston professional sports or sports professional spoiled toddler. Pretty much. But you
Yeah,
can't blame them for winning. Like, hey, they've got it going on, man. You can't expect, like there's some obnoxious kid being born right now that is going to talk all that shit, and then when he's 20, they're going to be bad at everything. So,
that
yeah.
sounds about right.
Yep. That's how things work. They ebb and flow. When I was 10, the Mets won the World Series and the Giants won the Super Bowl in consecutive order, okay? And I thought that was going to happen every year for the rest of my life. And no. You don't realize how special it is, just like back-to-back cups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, you can read this big one right here.
Mm-hmm. That I can do. Josh Bush for 69.69.
Thank you, Josh. He's winning the Bizell Award right now.
God damn. Uh, don't know if you guys have answered more personal type questions, but what is your favorite genre slash band slash song? Also, go Blues. FUCK Boston. Like
You can go
in terms
first
of
on this.
music, I mean, it depends on my mood. It depends on what I'm thinking. Like, I don't mind heavy metal now and again. Like, I'll listen to like Pantera or Slayer. Like, sometimes it's Daft Punk. Sometimes, like, I have a soft spot for disco and early '80s, '90s dance. It's
Oh
what I grew up
yeah,
listening
you listen
to.
to some Diana Ross?
No, not Diana Ross. Not
Oh,
that. That's more Motown.
oh yeah. I thought she was disco. Maybe.
I don't
What do you
know.
listen to? Funky Town? Won't you take me to?
Oh, my mom loves that song.
Yeah, Funky Town. I That's a pretty dude. I'll listen to anything if it's good. But I'm kind of a snot. I don't know. I have varying tastes. Like I can listen to bubblegum pop and be fine. I've been listening to a lot of either ACDC for some reason, 90s hair bands, and then I'll switch over to like gangster rap at the same time. Like it's never the same thing. I'll listen to new shit if it's good, but there's not been very many good songs come out recently. All I hear on the
Yeah, I
radio
mean,
is
you
Cardi
can
B.
find it if you
Right.
find it, but it's most of the stuff is just it's formulaic.
Right. All the kids listen to Tyler the Creator, and I just haven't gotten into him yet. You know.
It's almost like people are with like movies and TV
Hmm.
shows and YouTube. It's like, okay, like, well, why do you like that? Get it?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Like,
know.
I'm sorry, like, I'm weird.
Yeah, sometimes you listen to a song because it reminds you of something. Like I listen to songs that don't remind me of anything because I hate bringing up old shit. I'm like, I don't want to remember being
Hmm.
young. That shit
Oh
sucked.
yeah, like I don't remember. I don't want to remember
Yeah.
that shit. Like, I
Yeah.
hated like that. Like
Yeah.
that Ed Sheeran song, because it played at my restaurant all the time. A Castle Over the Hill or something. Like, I don't remember my past. Fuck that.
Yeah. No, what about a specific song from your past? Like some shit that they were playing graduation week and you're just like, I don't want to fucking remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember like anything like that.
I was
It's like,
young and
no.
I fucking blew
I
it.
have songs like that, but it's more different reasons I really don't want to get into.
Yeah, yeah. There's songs that like will just remind you of some shit that fucking sucked, and you're like, change that shit. I don't want to listen
Yeah,
to that.
exactly.
Fuck you.
I had somebody in the chat talking about Cannibal Corpse. That's good shit.
Yeah, yeah. I'll listen to Cake. I'll listen to uh, anything, man. As long as you know. All right. Sorry.
It's
Uh,
all right, dude. It is definitely
Nick
all right, man.
Nick the Geek. Thank you, by the way, Josh Bush for that's the perfect amount right there. $69.69. It's all
Nice.
squiggly, and it's like the two are connected somehow. You
Mm-hmm.
know, one.
Like yin and yang.
Yep. Uh, Twins are first in the MLB, and the world is on fire. From Nick the Geek. Lol, just kidding. I'm happy as a Minnesota sports fan. Only team that can bring me sadness are the Blues. Okay, so this is the one guy rooting against the Blues, right?
Twins are
Yeah.
doing really well right now.
The
Like
Twins. How did they get good again?
their core came back. Last year, their core was a disaster. Now it's really bounced back into form. Like Buxton's done well, Kepler's done well. Jorge Polanco's probably turned into one of the most underrated players in the league. Barrios, Perez, plus like some of their like depth, like their like low key signings have turned out well. Like Jonathan Scope's kind of come back. Odorizzi, he's done well. So it's like I think their bullpen's well too. Like I was
The
doing some
bullpen
research
is
on it, but
key.
like
The pen is
yeah.
key because pitchers are
I mean, look
pussies
at the
these days.
Nationals. They have an ERA over 7 and they're garbage.
Right. Because pitchers can't last more than 6 innings. Starting pitchers are like,
More
ah,
than that.
shit. Let me just put down my wrench. I'm done. I don't want to
Yeah,
get
and they
ulnar
have 7
collateral.
innings, and the Nationals are winning 4-2, but they're probably going to blow it because of the National. Strasburg's throwing 85 pitches, and he
When I
probably isn't going to go longer than 6 or 7.
Right, right. When I did my research for the worst MLB blowouts, the Tigers one, the pitcher, it happened in 1911, I think. He pitched all 9 innings and gave up 24 runs.
They just left them to dry. That's when they didn't get
They're like,
relievers.
all right there, farmer, just go out there and fucking throw until your fucking arm falls off. This sure beats working in a fucking dairy farm, doesn't it? And he's like, yes, sir, yes, sir. And he just fucking went out there and just fucking threw until his arm
And then he
fucking
goes back
literal.
to working in a mill and
Right,
just is
right.
forgotten through time.
Right, his arm is dead, and he was in a box score from 1911. They're like, "Oh yeah, Fletcher McGee. He pitched that one game, gave up 24 runs, and then he died of dysentery,
Oof.
right in the locker room. Like his arm got infected with flesh-eating bacteria. They didn't even know what to call it. They probably called it, oh, he had the dropsies. You know, some weird disease that they had no idea what it actually was. You know, and just that's what happened in
Mm-hmm.
1911. People just died of cholera. You know. All right.
I call it Caleris.
Choleris. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what it
Colitis.
is. I
All
couldn't
right.
tell you. Before you love shine
What up?
for $2. What's up, man? Padres are super pissed about 1998. 7-1 Padres.
Are they beating the
Yeah, they're crushing the Yankees, I think.
Oh yeah, didn't they get swept in there? That was Tony Gwynn's one World
Yeah.
Series.
And
Yeah.
speaking of crushing, the Marlins are crushing the Giants 10-1.
Let's look
Oh
at
yeah,
MLB
Carl
scores.
Yastrzemski's grandson is now in the major league. It was like all over
What?
the place.
Is
Yeah,
it,
Mike
does he have the
Yastrzemski.
same name or is he like maternal?
It's a Yastrzemski.
Oh wow, so he carried the seed on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I want to figure out who was in the middle. It's like, oh, my
Yeah.
grandfather was a Hall of Fame major leaguer. My son's in the major leagues. It's like, what happened
Yeah.
with me?
I was in accounting. That's what I did.
Yes.
I didn't want to follow the family business of playing Major League Baseball. You know, there were some players that had really shitty kids that, I mean, like the Mantle, I don't think his.
Pete Rose Jr.
Yeah, Pete Rose
That's
Jr.
the
at
one I
least
always
got a
think
cup
of.
of coffee. in the
Yeah,
majors.
but he was only there because of his dad.
Yeah, Ted
Let's be
Williams.
real.
Yeah, that's true. Ted Williams, his kids were
Williams' son.
garbage.
Yeah, I mean, but it kind of felt bad because he died of cancer a couple years later.
Who? Ted
There was
Williams?
Tony Gwynn Jr.
Oh
His
yeah.
son wasn't that good. There
I
was Tim Raines Jr.
I like Ted
Uh,
Williams' kids because they didn't make Major League Baseball, and then they decided to fight over his frozen head.
oh
That
yeah, Roberto Clemente Jr. I don't think he turned into anything.
no.
I think he's an insurance agent around Pitt
But
now.
The Boones are three generations. So are the Bells. Ken
Yep.
Griffey Jr., Vlad Guerrero
Yeah.
Jr.
Is anyone four generation? I know the Geffrians in hockey are four generations,
Really?
but like their grandson, the great grandson Blake. Like the first one was Bernie Boom Boom Geffen, and then
Oh,
there were a couple in
Bernie.
between. Like Blake was the last one, but he suffered a career-ending injury. I think like 10 years ago,
How great would it be to have the nickname Boom Boom? You know?
back in like the 40s and 50s.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be like, hey, my name's Boom Boom. Yeah, that's right. Ladies. A Midge Dio's back for $9.99. Thank you. That's 1 cent short of 10. Yeah. But I like it. I like all the nines. It looks like upside down sixes. I was at the gym today. I want to read. I read this earlier, and I want to understand what this is saying. Okay. I was at the gym today, and the girl at the protein bar thought I should consider competing. I'm getting muscular. Title idea for Dolphins video: professional football's festering swamp. So I want to know, what are you like competing in? Judo, jiu-jitsu?
Probably uh, weightlifting or MMA. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
Even like it could be just like laughing at the Dolphins. It could be that competition.
That I'm pretty good at that, but I'm not as good as actual Dolphin fans at laughing.
Well, Dolphins fans just are resigned to their own fate at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I have a buddy that he wears all of the Dolphins gear, and he calls the general manager the manager. Yeah, he's like, who's the GM um the
There's
Dolphins?
Chris Greer, and then Stephen Ross is the owner.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he was the only one that sided with like the fans and like like you have to set an example for the city you work in. But it's like, what example are you setting? Your team sucks. You can't lead a team.
Yeah. I don't know. The Dolphins maybe 8 wins. Maybe.
Well, they're supposed to be tanking, so I'll say
Yeah.
7.
So mid deal, when you get time, hey, are you hitting those weights? You need to hit the girl at the gym, not the competition. Not hit physically. Hit that. You got to hit that.
Sure.
I'm
That's
not
what you
promoting
really meant.
the Ray Lewis or Ray Rice lifestyle here. We don't do that to people. I'm not gonna be like pro Jared and fucking Tati and some dude that puts makeup on and lose all my subs because I told someone to.
Oh, don't worry. He got him back apparently, and now they're getting rid of like the live counts on Social Blade.
Right.
Because that's what we need to get rid of, right?
Yeah, someone has to be punished for anything negative happening to YouTube.
Well, it's YouTube. I mean,
Right.
People dislike our god awful yearly rewind. Let's get rid of dislikes.
Yeah. Or let's get rid of rewind. How about that?
No, how about you make rewind better and stop pleasing everybody and just do whatever the fuck you want to do?
Like hire some. Now it's to the point where you should hire like a real, like, make it cool. Like just make it like off the edge. Like that's the only way they could win us back is if they fucking just put some real obscure motherfuckers in there. And just
they're not though. You know it. They're gonna go for like the marketable peeps.
Yeah. They got to go for the people that was built in their image, which is just turn a camera on, no music, and talk, and don't put any.
They have like the royalty-free music.
Yeah,
that's what they're really going for.
Don't say any controversial opinions. Just talk about things that happen in your day, and you will be a very rich person on YouTube. We'll promote you, but remember, there's 40 million other people that are doing just what you are doing.
They don't care, man.
And if you try anything different, we'll delete your channel. So.
Oh, don't worry. We're already being arrested for wrong thing. We've been saying it for months. I mean, we're gonna be sent to a re-education camp, and we'll turn out to be vloggers that move to LA.
That's
how it always goes.
Yeah, we moved to LA. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much just YouTubers and actors.
I like visiting LA.
Want to be actors.
I like visiting LA. There's no fucking way I could live there. Not in a million
Only I
years.
feel like is a place they'll chew you up and spit you alive if you
Yeah.
pretend you're something if you're not.
Uh-huh.
Like they
Yeah.
do not give a fuck.
Yeah, you know that saying, shoot for the star or shoot for the moon. If you miss, you end up among the stars. No, if you miss, you end up pissing yourself on West Hollywood Boulevard. That's what happens.
You end up one of the glorified rich homeless
Yeah.
that
You
gets
end
their
up
heroin needles
fucking
from the
drug.
government.
You end up
Or
wearing a costume outside the Chinese theater asking people for donations to take your
pretty
picture
much.
with them. That's where the fucking dreams go to die. Fuck. All right. I think you have the next.
Yes, sir, I do. I got Mr. Lurking out there. For $10, don't have a question. Just wanted to send a donation. Keep up the good work. Thank you, my man. I think that's a first timer, I want to say.
I think that's
See the name.
the highest donation for just saying for a pat on the back, which we need right now. Because I was having like a freak out session today. Like I tried to upload and it like got weird. And so I was having like a mini panic attack.
Yeah,
Like
my
I was
last
thinking,
uploads got like really slow, but that's because of my own internet.
yeah.
So I've been kind of out of commission
Oh,
because
one
like
second.
I haven't been able to do shit. I've been trying to fix the damn internet.
1 second, my
It's like
cat
really.
trying to. Sorry.
There you go, sir. While you look at that, let's go for David Benjamin.
Kid. I'm not yelling at a kid. It was a cat was trying to get in here. Open
Well,
the
that's
door.
what cats are, man. Cats are assholes.
We have 5.
David Benjamin for $2. Can the Raptors pull a 2000 Detroit Pistons?
No.
I don't know. I mean, do they have the defense to do it? You need a certain type of grit to pull it off.
In 2 days, you'll know. And I think that opening game, if they don't win that opening game, it's going to be a sweep.
I don't know, man. I mean, Milwaukee looked like shit the first game, and Toronto looked like shit that first game too. So who the hell knows?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you. I mean, Toronto does have the best player in the game right now, but I don't know. I don't know if it's enough. I just simply, I don't know. You know, it's tough right now. It's tough. Where are we here?
We are at a Mr. Hold up.
No, you just went David Benjamin. So, see, what I
Yep,
hate is
I find it.
when you update the scroll, like
Yeah, it goes all the way up and it doesn't
right, and then
re-upload where you are.
then
I hate that.
you think that you're close to the bottom. Really, there's like 80 more, and you're
Oh
like,
yeah, they all
maybe,
keep coming.
yeah, maybe it's to prevent me from having a panic attack. I don't know. We always make it through though, right?
Yep.
I think someday we might do this more often. You know, like maybe this becomes like 2 days a week.
Well, we can also do like a different format for those days too.
Yeah, where we
So
do the
instead, like we
tiers.
do one a general, and then the other we can do
Yeah, I could
throwing out
draw.
gaming streams every now and again. But
My capture card broke. Like I never used it, and now it's broken. So
time, dude.
yeah. But I could do the. I thought the other day, I have a Wacom tablet. I can draw like NFL stadiums and stuff, or logos and shit. You know, I think that would be fun for me, anyways. Maybe
I
not for
mean, like
y'all.
those aren't bad ideas.
Yeah. I could draw logos from
You
memory.
can do
and shit.
caricatures.
Yep. I could do caricatures of people that contribute, and I would just copy and paste their thing into the thing, and then put a filter on it, and that's a caricature. That's those artists are good, man. I'm like, they make like maybe 50 grand a year to do that shit, and I'm just like, yeah, I can draw like that. It's very thankless. Anyways, TIE Fighter 94. If Drake could do all of us for $5, if Drake could do us all a favor by wearing all Golden State apparel during the finals, that would be great. Oh, I guess it's like he's trying to
Yeah, it's
jinx.
like a jinx thing.
Yeah, it's like a reverse jinx.
Drake has a very powerful magic around him that everything he touches just turns to.
I think that means absolutely jack shit what he wears on the sideline.
Oh, of course not.
I think
It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, Drake's magic touch was getting fucking LeBron to fuck off to LA. That was his magic touch.
Is it really a magic touch? Because he was going to LA no matter what.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Drake has nothing. The superstition just means almost nothing to me, unless it involves me. Then it means something, right? You got this next one.
That I do. That I do from Dodge Roof Zion. Spent my Memorial Day binging Days of Our Steelers and making money. 2 months to Canada.
2 months. My flight's
I'm
all
not really.
booked
This is
up.
crazy.
Yep. We're gonna do shit in Canada at
Yeah, it's probably gonna
Con
involve
Bravo.
drinking in Canada. That's
We're
really
gonna eat
about
some
it.
poutine. We're gonna go walk around Hamilton, which is near Toronto, I think.
It's like a half hour away.
Yeah. So we might go check out Toronto at some point, you know. Maybe take an
Oh yeah,
Uber.
I've been there like 10 years ago. Like it's beautiful.
I've
It's
been to
like New
Toronto.
York but clean.
Yeah, it's very clean. I was like, where
It's
are the
like it's not a
homeless?
shithole like New
Right.
York is. Like New York's dirty. It's like,
Where's all your vagrants and trash in the alleys? Just or
pretty much
trash.
it smells like shit.
Right. New York, you just walk by and there's literally like an entire street's worth of trash, like just waiting to be picked up. And you're like, wow, this whole section smells like ass.
Yeah,
But,
it's like
you know,
that's New York though.
I do like going, I like visiting New York. I would probably put a gun in my mouth if I had to
Yeah,
live
I
there.
would not live there.
No.
Like I don't get how people can live in huge cities. Like I don't mind visiting
Mm, no.
for a couple days, but
Um,
living there, no.
Shit. My cousin, he lived in Long Island. His house, like his parents basically bought it for him. It was maybe 1,300 square feet. It was like $1.8 million. Like,
Yeah, I can buy it.
I was like,
Like not really, but you know what I mean. I
right,
can buy the
right.
price.
But he lived in like some area that was very reachable to the city. So, it was, Long Island real estate. Okay. So you released that supercut of the Days of Our Steelers, and then
Yeah, I did like a compilation. I added like a epilogue at the end, like a
uh
final chapter to
uh
close out the year.
was it like one of those porns where it's just the money shots?
No,
Or
it's not the
uh,
money shots.
oh,
It's
you
like
oh, so you
an
strung them
update.
all in. So you put them all end to
Yeah,
end,
yeah.
basically.
I put them all in. I
So
figure like it was just easier than just clicking a bunch of different.
yeah.
That and I felt like the epilogue I did wasn't worth its own separate video, so I feel like combine them all. Why not? And it's also
Yeah.
a service to the
That was
community if they want to see it again. Like, hey,
that was such gold for you, Days of Our Steelers.
I
That was
hated every second of it
yeah, it was a
because I
content
don't want to do this. Make it stop.
that was a content glory hole though. You got to admit. It was a spot to just
From a shitposting perspective, it was beautiful. From a Steelers fan perspective, it was fucking agony.
yeah, and you got a lot of shit from fellow Steelers fans for
Oh, of
you're making
course.
fun of them. Yeah. Nuance must always be appreciated, right?
Oh, of course. I mean,
Before
that happens in every fan base. Though. Imagine if I made fun of Philadelphia.
Oh, dude, or if
They
you
would.
went at New York fans, if you did like the bold and the blue or some shit, and like,
Oh, they go after me. Like
yeah,
I'd probably
you'd be
getting
like, you
bitched at
don't
by George
fucking
R. R.
know
Martin.
about, yeah, you don't fucking know about fucking Eli Manning. Fuck you, fuck you.
You don't know about
I,
OBJ? He's a
yeah, yeah.
cancer.
Though I was one of those people that was like, they're not fucking trading OBJ. Oh,
Whoop. Too bad.
uh-huh. All right, before you love shine for $2, errata 5-3 Padres.
I think that may have been yesterday. That was 7.
Oh, okay. They're
Let
still
me check.
they're still beating.
Yeah.
That MLB's the only thing going on tonight. There's no
Yeah.
hockey. There's no
hmm
finals. There's
Yeah.
no.
Hockey's not until
The
tomorrow.
Orioles are
I'll
losing
say.
to the Tigers.
I, yeah. Yeah.
The Mets are back to losing because they're playing a decent team. Fucking Cody Bellinger. Did you see him just uncork
Oh,
one
dude.
from the
Oh, yeah.
right?
Like I saw it all weekend. The Pirates got the shit kicked out of them by the Dodgers. It's like, you see that? That's called the real team, and we got the shit kicked out of us by them.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've already lost 2 or 3 to Cincinnati, and we might lose another tomorrow. Starting
Dude,
a long reliever with a 7 ERA,
I used to play right
and
field.
another pitcher got injured too.
Oh, yeah, the Pirates suck. I used to play right field, and when you can throw the ball without it like on the same plane to the cutoff man, that's like a nice throw. right? Fucking Bellinger uncorked one from basically, I mean, deep right, just straight to the third baseman, like right on the money. I'm like,
Hmm.
fuck,
He's really good at the baseball thing.
yeah,
He's an MVP candidate right now.
just unleash a ball like that. That fucking. There's no better feeling though than being able to throw a ball like really far.
Oh yeah, like
It's fun.
the Yasiel Puig throw or the
I could
Ichiro
I could throw it out of the park.
Polanco.
I could throw it out of the park from behind home plate. I could do that. So
I haven't thrown a baseball in a long time.
yeah, I haven't thrown. I don't know. I can't do that now, but I could
Right.
do it at my peak. I could do it, and I could also throw. Without having to pop out the crouch either. But I'm working with. Do you know C Saint? Have you seen his videos where he says how to play position? I'm trying to work a cameo where I do catching tips.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I might start doing IRL videos because apparently your channel can be taken down at any time.
Oh, dude, that's what dude. If I had to
Mhm.
go to IRL, like I'd be dead.
Yeah.
It's not because of what I do. It's because of the format. People come for a format. They're not coming for me
Right.
to just be IRL. Fuck that. It's a good way to kill a channel.
We'd have to do something. We'd have to podcast or something, Like we'd have to develop some type of Joe Rogan
We'd have to
type
be
shit.
like boring shits and just like do a podcast once a week. It's like okay, off.
I'd probably have to go back to selling shit.
I'd have to go back to waiting tables and being a bitch, and
Mm,
probably won't be the same. But that's
mm.
YouTube for you.
Man, well, yeah, yeah. Anyways, all right. You got this next one.
That I do, sir. From Casey Hughesby. Rest in peace, Bart Starr.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's
I
funny
mean
is
that's a good player.
Joseph Vincent sent me a list. He was like, "Hey, let's work on some video, quarterbacks video," and he gave me a list. And Bart Starr wasn't on it. And I typed in. I said, "What about Bart Starr?" And immediately I got the notification that Bart Starr had passed. Like that's fucking crazy, isn't it?
I
Like,
know, right? That's how it usually happens.
yeah,
Like I know, like apparently he had been dealing with health issues for a couple.
yeah. Billy Buckner died too.
Yep,
Yeah,
Billy Buckner. That one was
yeah.
more surprising. He was like, I didn't
69.
really feel any issues from him. Like he wasn't even 70.
No, he'd been batting Louis' body dementia, the same thing that my dad, that's what they think my dad has. So, and my
Mm,
dad's he's in his gosh, he's
I couldn't
76.
imagine dementia. Like, it's just like you lose like track of your mind, and then
Yeah, I was thinking about, my dad now when he gets like nervous or doesn't have anything to say, he likes to remind us that he has fully retired from the Air Force. Like that's his like nervous hitch, I guess. And it's kind of I don't know. It'll set the first time I heard him do it, it was unnerving, but now I just kind of gotten used to it. But it's weird when your dad likes to state the same fact over and over again. It's just it sucks. So, but that's probably how I'm gonna end up. I'm probably just gonna be in some chair, just forget who the fuck I am. So, sorry if I don't remember any of this shit.
well, I mean, it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah,
Be like talking
yeah,
about Pecorine. It's like, Dad, who's Pecorine? It's
yeah.
like, no, nothing,
No.
son. He's going off there.
Who's this person? I have no idea. That's your wife. Oh, have you heard that? Have you seen
And
the
it's like,
new?
oh,
Have you seen the new Anthony Jeselnik though?
no, I have
Oh
not.
my gosh. Okay, I can make one joke about. I'm telling his joke, but I'll make one joke for it. He says that every morning his neighbor who has Alzheimer knocks on his door and asks him where his wife is. And every morning he has to tell him that his wife is dead. And he says, "Now I could move, I could just not answer the door, but it's worth it just to see the smile on the guy's face."
Jeez. Oh God.
Sorry. Gisela gets worse than that, man. He's bad. But
We got get dark.
yeah. All right. Aiden C97.
What up, brother?
$10 Canadian. I missed the last few due to being in Germany for a vacation, but it's great to be back. Yes, I am aware the hurricanes are out, But what do they need to do to be back next season?
Carolina Hurricanes, I'd say keep developing themselves, get a solid, reliable goaltender, bolster the depth. I mean, you've got depth, you got prospects coming from the minor leagues. I mean, I'd say get Justin Williams back as a veteran presence.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's a 1 year deal at a slight pay cut. But I mean, you got to sign Aho and Tara Binen, I think. So that's got to be priority.
Yeah, and Williams
They've
is
got
getting old,
space to
man.
play with, though.
You know. Did the chat stop? Hold on. Let me make sure the chat.
No, it's still going with me.
Okay.
It looks like it says stream stop.
No, they're just messing with us. It's still live, dude.
Yeah, maybe it happens to random people. Sometimes like it just crashes, whatever.
Yeah.
That's also YouTube. I've had that happen.
Because we are.
Like if I do like a video premiere, like sometimes like, video will just crash on me.
Well, sometimes you have a clip from Le'Veon Bell over your video that you had no idea was embedded in there, and you have to delete it in the middle of the premiere. That's what happened to me.
Oh yeah.
That sucked. Anyways.
Whew.
All right.
But Mr. Golf King, $5. Our beloved St. Louis friend. Tree, I'm so mad that you picked Boston over St. Louis, and 5 point. Who do you think will win?
I've said it, but
I mean, I'll say like my heart. I want St. Louis. That's all I'm going to say.
The Blues blew a golden opportunity. It kind of reminds me of the Rangers. You know, they were up 2-0 on the Kings, and the Kings were just the better team. It looks like Boston's just the fucking better team, man. I don't know. It's hard to gauge everything off of one game. I think St. Louis will steal at least. I don't know if they walk out of there, tied at 1, but it looks bad.
I hope they win a game. I mean, dude, if they get swept again,
that's right.
They're not going to hear the end of it. Like, you know what happens, right?
They're currently 0-13.
Top record is 0-16.
Yeah.
If they lose all 4.
Yeah, they're right now they stand at 0-13. That 13 straight has got to be a record, right? 13 straight final losses.
I think it has to.
Yeah.
I mean, not playoff losses, but
no, just finals losses. Period.
I want to say yes.
Yeah. I just can't imagine that someone got to the finals enough to lose 13 and not win one one. Like,
the problem is they're a little diluted too because they were in a league full of expansion teams.
Yeah, they got the doors blown off of them by the Bruins, and they're getting
the Canadiens twice.
They don't know anything about revenge. All right. All right, Eli Arbaiza, thoughts on Auburn football team this year? Well, we're in a lot of transition, right? So Stidham is gone, and I thought he was mediocre to above average. If you ask Drew Morris that, he'd have more of a pulse on the team. Like, he knows who's coming in and who's going out. I just know it's a really big year for Malzahn. Like, he better at least contend for the SEC West, and contend. I mean, dude, they watch Clemson beat the shit out of Alabama, and I bet you the boosters like, we can do that. We can do that. It's not we can't, but we've done it. We've done it. So this is put up or shut up for the Auburn Tigers for sure.
Pretty much. I mean, they have to. Like, unfortunately, I don't know enough about Auburn to really say anything about their situation.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting all new people, basically. New quarterback,
Oh, I mean, that's the ebbs and flows of college.
Yep.
I mean, you always got to deal with Alabama. You always got to deal with Georgia.
Yep.
You probably have some other contenders that are looking to come up, too.
Why don't we call last call so maybe we can get through we can start doing the tiers. Okay.
Yep. But first, Jake Bazell.
The winner.
Our honorary namesake.
Yes.
For $5. Don't have a ton of money on me at the moment, dude. You've done enough, my friend.
Right. Because you gave it to
In the meantime, can we get UT's finals prediction, both NHL and NBA? Like, I want to go with my heart on these, but I got to say Boston in 6 and Golden State in 5.
I say Boston in 6, Golden State in 4-ish. 4.
Ooh.
Yeah. 4, probably. Depends on the first game. If Toronto steals one, it goes 6. if the Warriors win
Depends
against
when
them.
Durant and Boogie come back.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they could be
If you
hurt
have
by
Durant,
that.
you can neutralize Kawhi.
Right. Kawhi.
Plus, if Boogie comes back, I mean, that's a huge presence up.
I like Bazell saying I don't have a ton of money on me at the moment. No shit.
It says you threw it all
Right, right.
us.
You were just like, hey, you two dumbasses, take this money, and we are like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
We
It's like, I don't have money. It's like, oh, really?
yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. All right.
Misfortune Dark Rye for $2. Current thoughts on the Rockies this season?
Ooh.
They're not doing too hot right now. I think they're still having bullpen issues last I checked.
Yeah. What's with the standings here?
Well, the Rockies, I know they're under 500 right now. They beat 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. Like Herman Marquez did well, but he struggled the last.
Yeah, they're under 500.
25 and 27.
Yeah.
Pythagorean record, about 5 runs less. Arenado's doing well. Marquez, Trevor Story. But otherwise, like, it's the bullpen again. Like, Sung Hwan Oh's been garbage. Ryan Shaw hasn't been good. Davis is on the IL. The only one I can really think of is, like, Oberg. But even then, he's, like, his FIP is, like, almost 2.5 runs higher.
Yeah.
So it's a depth issue, and it's pitching. Like, as always, it's been an issue for Colorado for a long time, even with the humidor.
Beast of Metal 1989 for $5. As for F1's officiating controversy, rendering Hammy versus Verstappen's on-track battle pointless, they need to enforce that via pass-through, not post-race. So Hamilton won the Monaco, didn't he? Again, like
Think so.
Yeah, I think he came in first. That dude's a stud. He's a freaking stud.
He's a good
man.
driver.
He's good. He can drive, man. You know. I don't think I'd want to hang around Formula One drivers. They all sound like a bunch of cunts. Oh, did I say
Well,
the
they're
word?
all European. Most
Yeah.
of them are European. So, I mean, yeah, but we're all getting demonetized anyway. So,
No, I don't want your mom to text you and just be like,
oh, she'll be saying that anyway.
I told you not to use the C word. I don't know why I think she sounds like
C
that.
word.
Does she sound like that? Stop using the C word. That's right.
Well, except without the lip.
Yeah. With no lisp. My mom
Yeah.
sounds like an Asian lady, so that's at least I know. Like everyone can picture what my mom sounds like. Like an Asian lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Be a little too stereotypical for me to say, and then I would be demonetized.
No, you cannot do it. I can.
Yes, of course I can.
I can do the Guriel too. I can do all that shit. I'm fucking Asian. That's how it works. How the system works around here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Welcome to America.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feed Phil for $2. Rest in peace, Bart Starr and Bill Buckner.
Billy Buckner got a bad rap, man.
Oh, he got unfairly treated. The real issue there was Calvin Schiraldi and god-awful bullpen management.
Yeah, the game was
They're
tied.
the ones that blew it.
Game was tied when that ball rolled through his legs.
Of course, and he shouldn't have even been out there to begin with.
Yep.
Wasn't he?
That they didn't put in a defensive replacement, and the other thing is Wilson would have been safe too. Wilson was fucking hupping it up the line. Like if you see the play, if you watch it, Wilson is out of the box and halfway up the line by the time the ball gets to Buckner. That's why he made the error, because he saw Wilson coming and he was like, "Oh shit, I better go," and he pulled up and so I don't think Ray Knight would have scored, but Mookie Wilson
would have had first and third.
Yeah, it would have been first and third with 2 out again, and then they probably would have figured like Schiraldi was off, and like it was just the Mets were supposed to win that year. They were supposed to. But Gary Carter and Kevin Mitchell were very clutch that inning. So was Ray Knight. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Golf King.
Golf King.
Yes. Tree, please make a Blackhawks or Legacy of Failure on the Blackhawks. It's too soon, isn't it?
It would be good if you did a historical retrospective from them from their 50 years from like 60 to 2010. That would be an interesting one.
If you just cut it off there and just like we'll now
be like, okay, like this is more historical, like you had 50 years of failure, and be like, hey, you won a cup here, congratulations.
I could do a whole video on Dollar Bill. I could
that would be the reason. Like Bill Wirtz would be the reason.
Yeah.
And then do a massive celebration when he dies.
Yeah. I've said this a lot, but he did once fire a coach by sliding a note under his door. He fired his head coach that way. He was like, he went to his hotel and just slid a note that said, "You're fired."
Pretty much.
That's a way to lose your job. Oh, fuck. Signed dollar
Right.
bill words. Uh-huh. All right, let's get
Joseph
through.
Snark for
Yeah.
$5. Hey Tree, thanks for not being too harsh on my Magic and Haters Guide to the NBA Finals. Here's to hoping they can build on this next year.
Well,
I mean, you got to
Oladipo.
resign Vucevic, right?
Yeah. Oladipo got hurt, didn't he? So,
I don't know.
yeah, I think so.
But it's also like, I mean, I was pretty hard on them in the regular season. I said you were completely dead like your owner was. I don't know if you can go harder than that.
Whoa. Whoa. That's a low blow right there. A low blow. Uh-huh. Golf King, do you think the Blues will win one game?
I hope they
I
win
hope
one
they.
game.
I hope they do. I hope they split with them. If they
I
split,
hope they win the series.
yeah. If they
To be
split, they have a
completely honest
chance.
with you.
But they might have to start playing real dirty or something, Like they might have to start beating up, send out a goon squad to fuck up that first line or something.
They got to bring back Ryan Reeves.
Yep, yeah, they got to bring back Ryan Reeves. Yep, maybe David back. Oh, no, that's not. I don't know.
Bring back Tony Twist and Kelly Chase.
Kelly
Guys
Chase,
like that.
yeah, he was going nuts when they made the finals. Kelly Chase is all-time blue. Yep. I'll read this next one. Golf King. Who's winning the Conn Smythe? Ooh. It's got to be Tuca.
Either that or if Bennington pulls out like a JS Jaguar moment, I think he'll.
Yeah.
I think it's going to a goaltender this year.
I definitely. The goaltenders have ruled this playoffs. Like, there's no one player that's just unbelievable. That was Logan Couture, but
Yeah, let's get to her. But the only
he's
other
on the
option
count.
I'd have is maybe Jaden.
Jaden Schwartz. Which means Jaden Black in German.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. You got this next one.
Yep, Stick Fig Dude. 70-37 for $10. Milwaukee Bucks, more like Milwaukee sucks. Am I right?
Hey.
Now they get to decide how to handle the cap situation. At least they have Giannis, though. That's the big problem with Milwaukee too. Middleton and Brogdon are probably going to be looking for max contracts, at least in the beginning.
Yeah, that's the thing. The league will overpay.
For the cheap, but he's over in his early 30s. How long is he going to keep at that form?
I don't know, man. The Middleton is a key, more so than Brogdon. Brogdon's kind of just defense, Lopez. I mean, Giannis is gonna be there, but it is really disappointing that Giannis couldn't at least elevate that squad to maybe a seventh game.
He got stuffed.
Yeah,
and his issue is too he doesn't really have.
Yeah, he got frustrated in defense. After the first two games, whatever adjustments they made the right ones.
They pretty much threw Kawhi on him at all times.
Yeah, and that was the right move, and he got frustrated. Kawhi is a hell of a defender, though, man. He just fucking... Yep, Toronto found his kryptonite, Nick Man. Josh Bush. Tuukka Rask is too good right now? Question mark.
I don't know if it works like that. It has to be sincere. It can't be a legit curse or the gods will know.
Yeah, you have to really think it for it to work, right? That's how.
Yeah, just that's how Pekka Rinne happened.
Right.
You legitimately thought, and that's nope, dead.
Just kind of like how I have some belief in my mind that I'm good at this dumpster fire shit, and that's why it's just cursed every time. That's why the gods are like, no, we got to throw in some technical difficulties for you every time.
Oh, here's a nice one. Tucker Y94 for $2. Way too early hot take on the Preds. Go. I'm going to say they're going to be a massively different roster. I think they do some big trades.
We missed Taylor Burns, but we'll get this. I think Pecorino spends some time on the shelf next year. Maybe a couple months.
I think Pekka Rinne gets traded right now.
Ooh, that is a really hot take. That one singed my ears right there. I don't even have to...
Justus Saros is ready.
Yeah. Pecorino gets...
Pekka Rinne is in his mid-30s.
He is. That's true. But they'll Hank Lundqvist him. They'll just keep him around like an old relic in the corner.
Maybe.
Taylor Burns for $5. Sorry we skipped you, bud. Who would win 18 Warriors versus 04 Spurs? Wow. Is that this? No.
That was the
Robinson was
Tim
gone.
Duncan
Yeah,
year.
Robinson was
That's
gone by then. I think Robert
Marco
Ory. Yeah.
Ginobili,
Yep.
Ori, Tony
Oh, the
Parker.
Warriors, dude. Well, you can't. It's hard. It's so hard to compare eras, right? Like back then, it was
Yeah.
more, little bit more physical basketball. You
I'd
didn't.
say like the issue is like, do you think like Curry and Thompson's threes would match Duncan's dominance in the paint?
I think so. I think if you could hit threes in that era, like no one's ever seen people hit threes like this, right? That's why the game looks like
Yeah,
it
like
is.
Parker was more like a mid-range guy, same as
Yeah, that's why the game looks like it does, though. Now it's because these people that can literally hit nearly any shot have been developed in some basketball lab somewhere, and apparently it was in Del Curry's seed and his mom's uterus that this player was developed, and then Michael
and he went to
Thompson.
Davidson
Right.
and Timberwolves
Yep.
bypassed him twice.
Um. I like. Oh, Dodger of Zion. How about Castor Navis getting ref wheeled in Indy? What? I don't remember what that was. I saw a guy run over his own crew member with his car. I saw that happen, and then he had to serve a penalty from that. I don't know about the Castor Navis situation. Did someone say, "Hey, you didn't file your 1040 properly" while he was driving around there? That's a tax evasion joke.
Hey, your passport expired.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Elio, you want to pay some taxes? He apparently like didn't pay taxes on like $18 million in income. Like, if you have a shit ton of money, don't be stupid with it. Part with a little of it. You know. Like, yeah.
Easily.
I think he almost went to jail for that shit. What? Maybe someone was
Beast of
doing it
Metal
without.
1989. This
Yeah.
was regards to an old question. Most races are 600 is 4.
That was like an hour ago. Like, we were
Yeah,
so
the problem
bad.
is like it's either we're going too slow or they're all.
They keep coming fast, and I thought we called last call. I don't
I
know
think
how
they
many.
did. The problem is like it just keep coming. We have
Yeah.
like I don't know how many more
We're
we
just gonna
have.
have to read them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get to these tiers because we love you. Okay. We're close. We're close. And we just start going rapid fire here. Ace
Ace
Ken
Kent
Shader.
Shader,
All right, you got this.
$5 Canadian. If the Raptors actually win the boy, and I think we all will. Nobody wants the Warriors to.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe the Warriors only have 3 titles out of the last 4. It feels like they've won 8 or some shit. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Eli Arbaiza, what I wouldn't give to go back in time a year. This year has been shit. Last year with the Caps winning Stanley Cup, among other things, was great. Of course, you would just start betting on shit if you could go back in time a
Oh
year.
yeah. Like you'd be betting that like um like the St. Louis Blues are going to reach the Cup Finals and do that in December. And
Yeah,
you'll make a
yeah.
load of money.
Futures bet on there. Yeah. You would bet that the horse from the Kentucky Derby gets disqualified in some crazy prop,
Yeah.
like
You'd bet on the
10,000.
Patriots and make nothing because the Patriots win.
Right, right. You would get paid out like 1 to 10 or something for betting on the Patriots. Uh-huh. All right. Daniel Hensley, I'll just take this one. Free $2 from YouTube, so I thought, why not? Thank you.
Gracias, senor.
Thank you, Daniel.
Beast of Metal 1989 for $5. As for the 500, that had everything one could want from a race. Chaos, heartbreak, torched plans, and a great battle up front. Congrats to Pagenaud.
It was amazing. I really dug that race. That was, if they were just trying to make it look close to put on a show to get people more excited about Indy, like they did a great job. And Danica Patrick looked pretty good. You know, she's much better talking than driving. Bryce Ramos, $1. Thank you.
Sure.
From a Met fan.
Poor bastard. Don't feed Phil for $5 from last place to second place. My A's won 10 straight.
Wow.
That's surprising to me. They did not look good there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the A's always find a way, don't they?
Oh yeah, like they'll
contend.
pull themselves out of it. Like they were looking like rough.
Yep.
Like their hitting wasn't there. They were working with Fernando Rodney. It was not.
God,
And now they're back.
When he's pitching valuable innings for you, Fernando Rodney is not a good situation.
Oh yeah, because I'm sitting there like, oh, the Fernando Rodney's in. A's are going to lose, and guess what? They lost.
Yeah. Jared Froman, biggest dumpster fires in the MLB. I would say, wow, there's been a shift in dumpster fire balance. The Marlins still have it, but
Marlins,
the Royals,
I'd say Orioles. Orioles are a mess.
Orioles
They've
are
given
really
up over
bad.
110 home runs this year. Not even the end of May.
Are they like one of those spring-loaded pitching machines? Just
Yeah.
Chris
the
Davis
Tigers are
should
down
pitch.
there too. Like they're a mess right now.
Mm-hmm. They should pitch Chris Davis, get something out of that fucking contract. Taylor Burns. It's funny how one of Shaq's teammates has made the finals for 36 straight years. Is he talking about Robert Ory? Maybe.
I'm not sure. But I do have, speaking of Tigers and Orioles, playing right now, and the Tigers just won 3-0. It's like the tank, baseball series.
Tigers are trying to tank too.
I don't know if they're really tanking or just like still like there. I can't tell.
There's a pretty nice race going for 100 losses between like 3 teams right now.
Oh yeah,
100 losses is really bad. That's just getting your ass kicked 100 times in a year. 100.
Donnie
times.
S for $2. Legacy of failure on Milwaukee. I feel like you'd have to go team by team for.
Yeah, and the Packers have not been so failure-ish.
Yeah, would you call them like Milwaukee? I mean,
they're in Wisconsin. I mean, if you're in Milwaukee, aren't you a Packers fan?
Pretty much, like by proxy. I mean, you're not rooting for Chicago.
Yeah, no one's gonna question your love for the Packers if you're from Milwaukee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not if you were from Milwaukee and you were a fucking Bears fan, people would be like, Be like, yeah, I grew up. I hated all those people. That's your only excuse. Trey Megathan, $4.99. In reference to the last dumpster fire, yes, I am Irish, and my name is pronounced McGuffin. Oh. McGuffin. It's as Irish as it sounds. That's awesome. That does
sound like
super Irish. I like that. I've never been to Ireland.
Neither have I. I wouldn't have guessed that pronunciation.
Yeah. Yeah. McGuffin. Uh-huh. All right.
Oh, James Amadei for $2. No one is at tonight's White Sox. I wouldn't go to a White Sox game either. Bad side of town. They're not that good. They're playing the.
Man, that sucks that no one came when they were paying people $3 to come.
Would you go to a White Sox game
for $3?
Probably not.
No, you have to up that to 10, and I'll
give
go.
me a beer.
Yeah, give me a ticket for a beer.
It's expensive.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a.
But they wouldn't do that because I'd lose money.
Mm-hmm. Brett Smart Productions interested in the Calder's Cup. If so, who you got? I like watching it, but I don't know who's in it. I
don't know enough about it, unfortunately.
I don't have the NHL network anymore, and I don't have the NHL for Sirius XM, and they used to talk a lot about that. But I like the fact that there's some pretty high quality minor league hockey, though. But I don't even know who's in it this year. I'm very sorry.
I'm the same way.
Yep. All right, how about you read them all? You read them all from to the end. How about that?
So speed read. There we go.
Continuity.
Like a top
you got
10. Yep. Or like a top 9.
Yeah.
Taylor Burns for $5. Raptors better break out of the unis for game 1. Like, are those like those Red North jerseys? Like, I'm not crazy about them. Yeah. Are they talking like something different?
I want them to bust out the old Tracy McGrady uniform.
Yeah, the old late 90s Raps uniforms. That would be pretty boss.
Yeah. That would be.
Joseph Snurk for $1. Thank you, brother. Beast of Metal 1989 for $5. The 600, but not great. Big difference from Indy being the battle up front wasn't as close, though it had its moments, especially Chase versus Truex.
Chase. Martin Truex Jr., buddy.
Good old Martin Truex Jr. Jordan Culberson for $5. The Atlanta Braves need to start my cousin. And yes, he's my cousin.
Wow.
I mean, Culberson hasn't been doing too bad.
Wait a minute. You're really Charlie Culberson's cousin?
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Wow. That's impressive. I bet you Foolish Baseball would wet himself because he's a big Braves fan.
Yeah, I think the problem is they don't have anywhere to really put him. Their issues are in the bullpen.
Yeah. Maybe we can get a message to Ronald Acuna somehow.
Yeah, and they're probably saying, like, who the hell are these people?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Charlie, would you like to come on the dumpster fire? You can say the word cunt.
And this one's for you, Mister 5 Points. For Joseph Snurk, for $5. 5 points. How much would each of convince that fat bum Dolan to sell the team?
He doesn't want to sell the team. He wants to kick people out for telling him to sell the team.
He
So
should sell the team, though.
that team will probably
Joel,
go for like 2 billion on the open market. Something absurd. Something absurd.
Beast of Metal 1989 for $5. It's a bummer Truex is turning into an arrogant little shit, though. Especially with wrecking Bailey Curley and whining about David Morgan. Back markers.
I'm
So,
surprised at how much like drivers fuck up and just wreck people. Like they don't give anybody room, or they just fucking run right into them just to be a dick. Like,
oh yeah, that used to happen all the time back at.
yeah. I mean, I get that they're not trying to wreck too, but they'll just be like, "Fuck you, I'm blocking you. You better back off." And then the dude doesn't back off, and everyone's spinning. Everyone's spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Definitely. Taylor Burns for $5. 2011 Harvey Updike and Tuscaloosa Tornado. 2009 Rob Blamblett and Bart Starr. Bama Karma. I don't know
Yep.
about that, man. Is Bramblett the play-by-play announcer that died in a
Yeah,
car wreck?
so it's terrible story. He was killed with his wife in an auto accident. That's the play guy that was doing the kick six, the radio announcement. He's like,
Yeah, there
"There
was
goes
like a
David.
college.
There goes David." Like probably one of the best calls of all time being an Auburn fan. And that was just an absolutely terrible story.
Yeah,
Terrible
there
story.
was another one that happened like the same day. It was like I think one of the college basketball assistants for Illinois. Like it was like him, his wife, and his two kids were driving in a car. I think the one of the drivers was I think like in the wrong lane, but like the wife and the daughter die, but the man and the son are in the hospital alive.
Mm,
That's rough.
that's terrible. Life
Yeah.
can It'll take you just like that. So you might as
Hmm.
well just live it up, right?
Daniel Rissman for $2 on a more, less morbid subject. Who are the most overrated and over underrated baseball
I
players
think
tonight?
it's overrated/overrated. So we're just gonna go with all overrated because that's how he
All
wrote it.
overrated teams.
Uh,
Oh, okay. Philly's kind of overrated right now.
yeah, I feel he's a little overrated.
Like, I
Yankees,
mean, they're not that great. St. Louis hasn't been too hot.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, I don't know. I think maybe the Dodgers are a little suspect. They're just beating up on weak competition.
yeah.
They've played some weakness. You know.
I'd say the
Yeah.
Braves are kind of overrated right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then what's the difference between overrated or beating expectations?
Yeah, it's
Or
true. I mean, I had them as like a wild card team. So
I think the Dodgers are overrated. They got the shit kicked out of them last year in the World Series. It wasn't even competitive. So
Dave Roberts is going to be over managing them again.
yeah, they did
And
make it to the
finally,
series.
for the last question of the day, $5 from the WVU1. Can you wish my Mountaineers good luck in the College World Series? I'm going to try to go to their first game against Fordham.
I'm always amazed that Fordham like somehow gets in. Like they're like a shitty little private school in New York. Well, not shitty, but they're like a little tiny little school in New York. Like their baseball field's like the size of a high school field. I mean it's nice, but they always make it in. I guess they get good players from up there. Hmm.
And we got one more that snuck in at the last moment from Taylor Phillips of the Michigan Sports Truth podcast. Tank series indeed. Talking about Baltimore versus Detroit.
Yeah, yeah, that's two teams just fucking laying down, just like hey, just put it
Like
in me.
you win. It's like who wants to win?
All right, let's do this tier shit before we
Uh,
leave. All right, let me turn
oh
myself
man.
off. This is what y'all been
Woo.
waiting for. We
Right.
made it.
All the
All
poor
right,
souls that dealt with us
yeah.
going through this
Everybody
Snapchat
wanted
marathon.
us to read the snapper chats. Let me make this larger here, and then we're gonna fill this window real quick. Boom. All right. So here are your tier. Oops, I don't want to move that. Hold on. Let me move the chat a little bit.
Oh, looks like we got another super chat at the
Oh,
same time. I'll read that while you're in the process of that. That is from Atomic Ant for $2. Cardinals went from 20-10 to 26-26.
yeah. They were a little overrated.
I mean, they did kind of fall apart there.
All right.
I mean, it's kind of like the Mariners. They went from 13-2 to like garbage
Yeah,
in a
Mets
month.
last year. Mets did it too. All right, here are the tiers. Rigged being the top, just they're rigged. They're so good they're rigged, right? And then
Hmm.
orange is you're not. We're neither of us are offended by them, right? That means I guess the tier of likability, right? Meh is just ambivalence, or apathy. Dislike is obvious that pit of misery, and then straight trash. We all get and love straight trash, of course. So we're gonna go end to end again. So Atlanta Hawks,
Pit of misery.
pit of misery. Yeah, they're bad.
They're in the tank, but
Yeah. Washington Wizards. They either get a
they're in the
met.
pit of misery.
Yeah, they're a pit of misery. They don't ever win shit.
Yeah, they're bad. They're gonna be bad. Now, have fun with John.
Yeah. Celtics. I dislike the Celtics, but what's
I gotta
yours?
go with rigged for them because it's Boston.
Yeah, but they didn't get to the final. They're not so good. They're rigged.
Yeah,
I
fair
would
enough.
say How about meh?
Dislike.
Meh. How about meh?
Meh. Yeah.
Meh. All right, Utah Jazz. Pit of
Not
misery.
really offended by the Utah Jazz.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not offended by
Between not
them. They're
offended by or meh. That's what I
yeah,
call them.
you know what? I would say meh because not offended by is like someone that you wouldn't mind them winning. Is I guess more like it.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets. Dislike or
They're
pit
in
of
the
misery?
meh category right now.
Yeah, meh. Okay. Raptors. Are you not offended by them?
I wouldn't call. I'd say not offended.
Yeah,
Like you
I'm
just
not
laugh at
offended.
them for memes.
Yeah,
That's really about it.
I've beat up on them so bad. Like, yeah, I can't be offended by them. I'm not offended by the Hornets either, but they're probably in the meh.
A meh or dislike. Like there's like
I don't hate
or
them.
mediocrity defined.
Yeah, just put them in the meh. San Antonio Spurs. Ooh, that's interesting.
Well, they're kind of on the downturn, but I would call them not offended by. Not really offended by the Spurs.
Mm, I've kind of grown tired of them though. I'm not offended by them. I don't root for them though.
Yeah, not
Like,
really. I'm
yeah,
just
I
like,
gotta put them in meh.
they win, whatever.
Meh.
Not
Uh huh.
whatever.
Bulls. Bulls.
Straight trash.
You
They had a
what?
disaster year.
Then they're pit the misery. Nah, they're straight trash. You're right. They
Yeah,
are
they
straight trash.
trash.
Okay. Sacramento Kings. This is tough. It's either misery or
Well,
trash.
I'd say misery. They've gotten a little
Yeah.
better.
They've been really unfair to their fans. Really unfair.
Yeah, I mean, at least they have young cores, at least not sucking.
Mm-hmm. Cavaliers.
Straight trash
Straight
ever since
trash.
LeBron left.
Yep.
They
Yep.
trash.
They trash. Portland. I'm not offended by
I'm not
Portland.
offended by him either.
Yeah, I'm not. They're just like their entire state. They're not trying to offend anyone. Mavericks. Meh.
Yeah, I'd say meh.
Yeah. Meh. Phoenix Suns. Pit of misery for sure.
They
Right.
they trash.
Oh,
They straight
they are
trash.
straight trash. They are terrible.
Yeah, they
They
trash.
trash. Denver Nuggets.
I'm not offended by them. They're
You
cool.
would, yeah. You know what? I'd root for them to come out of the West. That'd be a good story, like Luca. All right. I dislike the Philadelphia 76ers.
I hate them.
Yeah.
I hate their fan base. I
Fucking
hate the
them.
team.
Yep.
I would. I'm not. I'm a dislike.
Yeah, I'm a
They
disliker
they
too.
know.
I'm a disliker. Detroit Pistons.
Meh.
Yeah, meh.
They are very very meh.
Meh. Orlando Magic.
They're meh.
Yeah, I'll
this
give
point.
them the meh. I
Golden
guess
State Warriors. This is an
rigged.
easy one. This
Rigged.
is rigged.
Definitely rigged. The entire league is rigged for them. OKC Thunder. Wow, that's interesting. The pit or just I kind of dislike him because of Russell Westbrook though.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd say dislike.
Yeah.
Like Russell Westbrook
yeah.
is. He's not like a.
Yeah. And I'd also agree that I dislike the Rockets because
Yes.
James
I'm
Harden
not a
and-
fan of the Rockets.
Yeah.
They're all whiny little bitches,
Yeah.
and I'm fine with them never
I
winning a
don't
ring.
like the way they play. Yeah. I just don't like it. New York Knicks, they trash.
They straight trash. They mega trash.
Up in this. They define trash. Like if you look up trash in the dictionary, you would see just a picture of James Dolan and his fucking shitty Jazz.
And
band.
an underscore of sell the team.
Right. Right. It'd be like, yeah, in italics, it would be like, also associated with this word. Sell the fucking team, you pig-headed shit. All right. Indiana Pacers, meh?
I'm not offended by them.
Oh, you're not offended by them?
Like they're good, but they're kind of bad because they lost
I
Oladipo.
still have a lot of I still harbor a lot of resent for them with Reggie Miller, so I'm gonna put him in the meh.
Mm.
Uh-huh. That's because
Is it that choke thing he did?
I'm the one with the cursor. New Orleans, pit of
Yeah, it's a pit of misery.
yeah, but they just
It's
got
fair.
Zion, man, and their all-world center wants to leave them. So
So in the pit of misery until determined.
it's true. Clippers, straight trash, baby. Straight.
They're meh right now. They had a decent year.
You don't think the
They might
Clippers are in the
get
pit
some.
of misery? They're the worst franchise in all of sports. They could win until they win a championship. If they could make a deep run, and I would still call them straight trash. They are straight
Well,
trash.
they haven't made it past the second round.
Yeah, they are trash. They trash. Lakers,
They
trash.
straight trash.
Yeah, the trash heap has spoken.
They're a shit show and a soap opera at the same.
Yeah, I know. There's like all types. They're the worst of everything. Like just
Memphis Grizzlies, they're in the pit of misery.
yeah, Memphis Pit, T-Wolves
Minnesota
Pit.
in the pit.
What's that?
Both in the pit.
Yeah. Memphis and T-Wolves, they're basically the same franchise. Look, their colors are similar.
Pretty much.
And they're just all like, oh, fuck, we never win. We had Mark Gasol one year, and we still fucking...
Timberwolves are howling in pain because
Yeah.
their team's a shit house. Their best player left.
Yep. Milwaukee Bucks. I would say I'm not offended by them.
Not offended by them.
Yeah.
They keep choking, I'll be offended.
Yep. And the Miami Heat, straight trash. I would have to say straight trash. Or dislike.
Pit of misery. Dislike or pit of misery.
I'm going to put them in dislike because they tried to pull okey doke on us with fucking Wade and LeBron and Chris Bosh, and they won 3 championships, and their fans are
That's
kinda
ancient
bitchy.
history now, though, man.
It is, I know. It seems so long ago that the Heat were the most fucking dominant team. Like, they were a juggernaut, you know? All right.
Oh, yeah. Finally done.
People are yelling at me for calling the Heat. They had a lot of bandwagon fans sort of jump on that shit. That, you know, I mean, if you still like them now, then you're a true fan. But, all right, let me turn me back on so we can sign off. Tree, all right, we went way over this time, but hey, I love it because y'all gave us a lot of donations, including the Jake Bazell Award winner, Josh Bush, at 69.69. Second place went to Beast of Metal, 1989. All right.
Well done, Joe.
Well done, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the mods. I saw Omega Black, Oshawott, Nickman was in there. I'm not sure if Llama showed. Dodger, of course, was here. So those are the 5, the fearsome 5, the fierce 5, like the gymnastic chicks that Kevin Durant wanted to be a part of. All right, we can sign off. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Tree?
I do not, man.
All right. Well, I'm 5 Points Vids. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to the show. And you made it to the end of the 5 Horsemen, fellas. You made it to the end of this stream. Latest.
Peace out, yo.